poverty is deeply entrenched in the country, and it is even more entrenched in the rural areas. And part of the drivers of poverty in the rural areas is the lack of basic social services. And among some of those services include financial services. But we also know that in these rural communities, people have reacted to that conditions by creating a certain culture that support their financial needs, whether you call it Ososo in some part of the world or in Nigeria, or Ajo in some part of Nigeria, or Adashi in other part of the country. There has been that process. But over the years, international organizations and local groups have learned to support that mechanisms through a stronger systems that allows for a better coordination, better management, and better accountability. And this has been expanding increasingly, particularly in Nigeria, where groups have set up different kinds of savings group. But there's a huge policy gap. Different organizations are doing different things, supporting these mechanisms and driving particularly women out of poverty. But we think that it is important for the government at all levels to pick a significant interest in what is going on, develop a better policy framework that support a process of institutionalizations of these mechanisms, but still allowing them to have their identity and control. So, because if you transform them to go into banks, banking regulations and mechanisms could undermine whatever gains they have. Interest and other mechanisms could also undermine them. But leaving them follow without state interest is also undermining the potential of what these savings groups can actually do in reducing poverty, in empowering women, in giving women voices, in enhancing their political participation.
About 26% of Nigerians are currently financially excluded. And then again, we have about 36% of also Nigerians that are currently unbanked, meaning that the inclusion constitute about 10% of that are kind of like from informal sector. So then again, based on the records that we also have, we have a large chunk of Nigerians also that are rated as multidimensionally poor. So also coupled with the global economic shocks that is not only in Nigeria, it is also clear that there are challenges out there. The Youth Hope agenda of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, attached a very, very important role of financial inclusion. And of course we know financial inclusion based on the conversation in the global space. Now, apart from having access to finance, we also have to spice it up to ensure that you don't only own an account in the regulated or formal financial sector, but you also have to engage that account to be used.
Nigerians have developed various methodologies for informal finance over centuries to overcome hardship. These groups are initiated and governed by the indigenous communities of members involved, and they epitomize the most feasible methodology that impacts the targeted population. They offer a promising solution for low-income communities by addressing key challenges like irregular income and expenses, generally targeting salient issues in poor households, and then supporting them to smooth consumption and manage resources effectively.
We believe that for more impact, we need to act together and to advocate for systems, in particular government policies, programs and strategies, systems that enable those groups not only to contribute to economic growth, but also to move women and other members from the bottom of the pyramid in the lead decision-making at local, regional, and national levels.